Guys, sing. To you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday to you. We need to get more rookies. Happy birthday, dear Lex. Happy birthday to you.
Stephanie White, a coach known for her calm analytical approach, was left utterly speechless. What could possibly stun a veteran who's seen it all? The answer lies in an intense private training session between two Indiana Fever stars that has everyone talking. Caitlin Clark, the phenomenal rookie phenom, and Lexie Hull, the tenacious guard with something to prove, engaged in a workout so intense, so focused, that it left their head coach completely floored. The atmosphere crackled with energy as sweat dripped and sneakers squeaked across the hardwood. Their combined intensity was palpable, pushing physical and mental boundaries with every drill. What exactly about this private session shocked a seasoned coach like White? And could this behind-closed-doors dedication be the key that unlocks Hull's full potential and secures her crucial minutes as the Fever hunt for glory?
What would be the driving principle in this season for you? Where it's like, this is the mindset I'm trying to develop in this season?
I think just being patient. I think that's, throughout my career, that's kind of been the thing that I've really trying to get better at, and it's something you can always get better at because you want something now. You want something in the moment, in the season that you're in, and sometimes it's not the time. And trusting in the work that I'm putting in, trusting in, the process and the journey of this career, of this season, and in the season of the Fever, doing exactly what I can in the moment, but not pushing the limits and not expecting certain things to happen now, because the right things will happen at the right time, and I truly believe that.
The chemistry between Clark and Hull didn't develop overnight. Throughout last season, fans witnessed a blossoming on-court partnership that became one of the Fever's brightest spots. Their connection was evident, their understanding instinctive. When the offseason arrived, the team scattered for individual development. Social media offered occasional glimpses of their continued bond. Playful comments, supportive messages, keeping fans just barely connected to their dynamic. Their paths diverged dramatically during the break. Clark deliberately stepped away from the spotlight, choosing instead to work relentlessly behind closed doors. While headlines tracked other WNBA stars, Clark quietly refined her already remarkable skill set away from prying eyes. Hull took a different approach. She showcased her talents in the newly formed Unrivaled League, leading Rose BC to a championship victory. A triumphant validation of her abilities on a public stage. These contrasting approaches, Clark's silent intensity versus Hull's championship showcase, served to strengthen both their individual games and collective potential. Now, as the new season approaches, the entire Fever roster reunites with shared determination. The goal isn't simply improving their record, it's making a deep, meaningful playoff run in 2025. But what specific elements of their training session left Coach White absolutely stunned?
I was undersized going against DB, and so trying to just be as active as I could, get my hands on as many balls as I could, and take advantage of that. Caitlin? Yeah. Are we done? Oh, Lex.
The excitement surrounding the upcoming Fever season isn't just coming from hopeful fans. Inside the organization, particularly from head coach Stephanie White, there's genuine astonishment at what's developing between Clark and Hull. White, typically measured and analytical in her assessments, abandoned all restraint when describing what she witnessed in their training. This wasn't mild approval or standard coach speak about good progress. She was genuinely, profoundly stunned by their session.
They're out of open. Do you want to?
Yeah, look at that.
Bring in the goal.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Okay. Taste test. We got our golden mugs, tumblers. They're ginormous. All right, what did you get, Caitlin?
Your camera looks a bit dirty. I got the same thing as last time because it was good.
Her amazement wasn't isolated to a single skill or drill. It encompassed everything: their approach, their intensity, and most notably, their remarkable synergy. When discussing their partnership, White didn't mince words, emphatically declaring the Clark-Hull combination the best she'd seen. She elaborated on their extraordinary court awareness, highlighting their remarkable progress from season's start to finish. White emphasized their intuitive understanding, passes finding teammates before they even reached their spots, movements perfectly synchronized, true basketball harmony developing before her eyes. This on-court chemistry is clearly evolving into something special, potentially defining the Fever's success. But White's admiration extends far beyond their collaborative abilities. She sees something even more valuable in both players, an internal drive that can't be coached. Digging deeper into her assessment, Coach White identified another crucial quality elevating both players: their exceptional coachability. This wasn't simply about following instructions. White emphasized their active hunger for coaching, for knowledge, for refinement. This wasn't passive listening. It represented an aggressive pursuit of improvement, a trait shared only by basketball's greatest legends. White highlighted their insatiable desire to learn, to absorb strategies, to analyze their performances, and to continuously find paths toward improvement. Most impressively, she noted their willingness to be pushed beyond comfortable boundaries, recognizing that discomfort is essential for unlocking their full potential. This isn't merely about natural ability, it's about a fundamental commitment to growth, a relentless pursuit of excellence that separates good players from great ones. This dedication hasn't gone unnoticed beyond the coaching staff. When footage of their training session reached social media, Fever fans exploded with excitement.
Room lift. Here we go. Oh, the girl is strong. Lexi's wearing a stupid little outfit. Cute. Yes, hit it. Hit it. I look strong. Yep, you do. Yeah. There we go. Break time. Bill. Bill. What?
The moment training footage hit the internet, Indiana Fever fandom erupted. Social platforms flooded with enthusiastic comments reflecting sky-high expectations for the upcoming season. One impressed fan commented on Hull's visible dedication: "Lexi is getting serious after her Florida vacation." Another, anticipating Hull's expanded offensive role, wrote excitedly, "Been waiting for this to drop." If LH can confidently take the shot, she will be a force to be reckoned with, especially when coupled with her hustle. Imaginations ran wild across the fanbase. One supporter painted a vivid offensive picture. Imagine CCKMLH banging in shots and making the fast break. Clark's legendary work ethic drew particular attention, with one fan writing, "That is why CC is on another level. I swear she lives in the gym." The overwhelming sentiment culminated in one fan's powerful declaration: "We are so back." But beneath this exhilarating enthusiasm lurks pressure. Can Hull truly match these soaring expectations? Will her off-season dedication translate to consistent impact when games truly matter? Early last season, Hull was finding her footing within the developing team structure, but as weeks passed, her impact grew dramatically. Game by game, her contributions became increasingly significant. Simultaneously, the entire Fever squad found their collective rhythm, particularly following the mid-season Olympic break. This marked a turning point. The team strung together crucial victories, ultimately securing a coveted playoff position. While Clark's brilliance dominated headlines during this run, the supporting cast, especially Hull, proved increasingly vital to the team's success. Hull's development became so evident that following a decisive win against Dallas, Clark publicly celebrated her teammates' contributions. In post-game interviews, Clark specifically praised Hull's defensive tenacity and increasingly reliable shooting, highlighting her crucial importance to the team's overall strategy. Her teammates clearly value her contributions, but Hull's development extends beyond the Fever's system. Recognizing the importance of continued growth, Hull strategically used the offseason to expand her game. Her significant decision to join the inaugural Unrivaled League with Rose Basketball Club proved transformative. Her league coach specifically highlighted contributions that traditional statistics miss: her defensive intensity, intelligent rotations, and impact on team chemistry. This experience wasn't merely about playing time, It solidified her versatility and crucially developed her defensive prowess.
Gout's 3 from the left. You're not going to miss him. He's going to lead them into the straight. Gout's got a lot to do. We knew that. He gets up alongside Law. Can he get to Kennedy? Not at the moment. Kennedy's in front. Gout's coming hard. Very, very hard. Kennedy's won.
Gout's coach, Di Shepherd, just threw fuel on the fire after the Australian sprint sensation's shocking defeat to Kennedy at the Moree Plant meet. What started as a stunning upset on the track has quickly turned into a heated saga, leaving fans alike questioning the future of the 17-year-old phenom. I know he's quite angry about that, Shepherd told ABC's 7:30 in a revealing post-race interview that has shocked the athletics world. This rare insight into Gout's mindset came after Kennedy, 21, beat him with a personal best of 20.26 seconds, edging out Gout's 20.30 in the Peter Norman Memorial Race, which was meant to mark Gout's rise as Australia's sprint king. The revelation is especially surprising considering Gout's calm public demeanor after the race. The Queensland high schooler was seen congratulating Kennedy at the finish line and keeping a gracious front while interacting with fans and media. However, beneath that sportsmanlike mask, a fierce competitive fire was burning, one that his inner circle has now brought to light. Gout's manager James Templeton was even more direct about his client's reaction, telling Code Sports, "He's pissed off, which is good." This insight into Gout's competitive mindset paints a picture of an athlete who, despite his youth, carries the mentality of a champion who expects nothing less than victory every time he steps onto the track. The loss marks a big moment in Gout's rapid rise to fame, as it's his first major setback since breaking a 56-year-old national record in December. His 20.04-second run at the Australian All-Schools Championships had people comparing him to Usain Bolt. Saturday's result was far from that, sparking concerns about the pressure and hype affecting the 17-year-old. Shepherd, however, was quick to contextualize the situation. "Everything we've done is a step forward. It's all about learning how to cope with this environment as well. So I think he's doing a great job. Just remember, he's a 17-year-old boy, and he's got a bright future." Her comments serve as both a defense of her young athlete and a reminder to the public that despite his extraordinary talent, Gout is still developing both physically and mentally. The race itself was a thriller that had the capacity crowd on their feet. Kennedy exploded out of the blocks to gain an early advantage and maintained his lead coming off the bend. True to form, Gout unleashed his trademark devastating finish, eating into Kennedy's lead with every stride down the home stretch. As both athletes lunged for the line, Kennedy held on by the slimmest of margins, just 0.04 of a second, to claim a victory that few had predicted. Kennedy, fresh from winning a silver medal in the 60 meters at the World Athletics Indoor Championships, was gracious in victory. "I just wanted to give him, Gout, a good race. It wouldn't be fun if he just destroyed everyone," he told reporters. "I'm sorry if I did spoil it a little bit, but what a great race. You can't be upset watching something like that." This sportsmanship highlights the respect between the two athletes, even as a potentially exciting rivalry begins to take shape. Despite the setback, Gout spoke positively about the experience in his post-race comments, though his words now carry more weight after insights from his coach and manager. "Coming second is something you have to experience. It fuels my fire to work harder and be better at nationals," Gout said. "This is what you live for, this environment, the hype, the expectation. This is sport. This is what I go to sleep for."
I didn't expect it to be that fast, but I guess her end showed the fastest every time in the 200. I've been chasing that record, but I didn't think it would come this year. I thought it would come maybe next year or the year after that.
The teenager's ability to find motivation in defeat speaks to a maturity beyond his years, even as his inner frustration demonstrates the fierce competitive spirit that has propelled him to such heights at such a young age. "The experience is second to none. This is only something you can get from a big meet," Gout continued. "It feels great having everyone saying my name, everyone screaming my name at the top of their lungs. Not everyone is surprised by Saturday's outcome. American athletics analyst Aaron Brown, who runs the popular Aaron Spider Brown TikTok page, has been one of Gout's most vocal critics and was quick to declare, "I told you so," after the race. Brown has consistently warned against the dangers of hyping young athletes as the next Usain Bolt, citing previous examples where such pressure has proven detrimental to promising careers. "Every person y'all have ever deemed the next Usain Bolt in track and field has ruined them," Brown stated in his latest TikTok post. "They did it with Matthew Boland. He did a 9.98 seconds windy time, and he was the next Usain Bolt. Christopher Taylor from Jamaica in 2015, the next Usain Bolt. He's running faster than Bolt ran at his age. Trayvon Brommel, the next Usain Bolt." Brown's criticism highlights the immense pressure Gout faces as he navigates both his final year of high school and his budding athletic career under the intense spotlight of public attention. "Instead of just letting the kid be a kid and letting him develop," Brown continued, questioning why Australia would put unreasonable expectations on the kid. The loss sets up what could become a fascinating rivalry between Gout and Kennedy heading into future competitions, potentially extending all the way to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Kennedy's victory serves as a reminder that Australian sprinting has more than one star on the rise, even as most of the attention continues to focus on the teenage phenom. Saturday's upset and the subsequent revelations about Gout's reaction mark an important chapter in what promises to be a remarkable career.
And now we really start to open him up. So let the legs loose and let the kid run. He is absolutely gone. He is Gout of this world.
How he responds to this setback at upcoming nationals will reveal much about his character and resilience. If the comments from his inner circle are any indication, this defeat has only intensified his determination to prove himself on the track. What do you think about Gout's coach revealing his true feelings after the race? Is this competitive anger a positive sign for his future development? Or should there be concerns about the pressure the young athlete is under? And will this upset victory by Lachie Kennedy spark a rivalry that could define Australian sprinting for years to come? The answers will begin to emerge as both athletes continue their journeys toward international glory, with the world watching every step of the way.
He's hit the front, he's hit the straight. There you go. 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20,
Australian sprint sensation. Gout has sent shockwaves through the athletics world by delivering a stunning rebuke to comparisons with legendary Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt. The 17-year-old phenom, who has been consistently breaking records and making headlines, has finally spoken out about the constant parallels drawn between him and the greatest sprinter of all time, and his response has left the track and field community stunned. Gout said in a candid 7 News Spotlight interview with renowned sports commentator Bruce McAvaney, "In the moment it feels great because everyone wants to be compared to Usain Bolt, the fastest athlete alive. At times, it does get a bit overwhelming, but now that I've grown up, I'm a bit mature, and my circle really helps me stay level, and I'm just trying to make a name for myself." Then came the statement that has everyone talking. "Although I do run like Usain Bolt, and I do maybe look like him, I'm just trying to be myself and trying to be the next Gout." With these powerful words, the teenage sprinter has made it clear that while the comparisons to Bolt initially felt flattering, they've quickly grown stale. The Australian superstar is now focused on carving his own unique legacy in the sport rather than living in anyone else's shadow.
Yeah, indeed. How did that feel? I mean, obviously, in the moment, it feels great because everyone wants to be compared to Usain Bolt, the fastest athlete alive. And at times, it does get a bit overwhelming, but now that I've grown up and I'm a bit mature, my circle really helps me stay level, and I'm just basically trying to make a name for myself. Although I do run like Usain Bolt, I do maybe look like him in a couple of ways. I just trying to be myself and just
What makes this declaration particularly significant is that it comes on the heels of Gout's extraordinary performances at the Queensland Athletics Championships in Brisbane. There, the teenager clocked an incredible 19.98 seconds in the 200-meter final, becoming the first Australian to break the 20-second barrier, though the time wasn't entered into the record books due to wind assistance exceeding the legal limit. In the heats, He posted a wind-legal 20.05, once again threatening Peter Norman's 56-year-old national record of 20.06, which Gout had already broken in December with a time of 20.04.
Away now, 3 heats. Under 20 boys, 100 meters. 10:35 on the clock there for Gout. He'll be through to the final later on, you'll see.
These remarkable achievements have naturally invited comparisons to Bolt, who revolutionized sprinting during his dominant career. But Gout's rejection of these parallels represents a bold statement of independence from an athlete who appears wise beyond his years. Rather than embracing the mantle of the next Bolt, he wants to establish himself as the first Gout, a superstar in his own right. Australian Olympic great John Stephenson believes the teenager's impact extends far beyond his individual achievements. He is fun to watch. It is at the point where it's just fun and exciting and the world is on notice. And really, Australia haven't had a legit sprinter since Matt Shervington, Patrick Johnson, and Peter Walsh, and they haven't done what this kid is doing, Stephenson told news.com.au after Gout broke the 20-second mark. Gout has done this at just 16, 17, and even if nothing happens from here, what Gout has done has set up Australians sprinting for the future, Stephenson continued. We should be in debt for the work he has done, because he's given us some belief that we can compete again with the best in the world.